Sarah.
Hello, I'm Hayden.
And we're from Fleming Homes. One of the things we both really love about our jobs is being able to get out and meet self-builders, to find out about your successes, where your challenges are, and to really understand what your aspirations for your self-build projects are. Sadly, with COVID-19, we've been restricted on the number of self-build shows we've been able to attend, but we are delighted to be here with you today via this virtual presentation. At Fleming Homes, we've been designing and manufacturing timber frame homes for the self-build market since 1986. And over that time, we've amassed a huge amount of knowledge and experience. We're going to share a little bit of that here with you today, and I'm going to draw on Hayden's in-depth technical knowledge to help illustrate why we think self-building with timber frame is a really smart choice for the self-builder. Hayden, do you want to give a quick introduction to timber frame in terms of what it is and how it's typically used?
So as the name implies, timber frame construction is a popular build method that utilises timber as the primary form of the structural member.
One of the things we often talk to self-builders about is timber frame's flexibility. What ultimately makes timber frames so flexible, and what can a self-builder derive from this?
Timber frame is extremely flexible. The timber itself, things like strength to weight ratios, the fact that it can be adapted into engineered products, the fact that it's got an aesthetic to it, the fact that it can be adapted on site, makes timber itself very, very flexible in terms of functionality and look and all these sorts of things, and how it integrates with the other things within your building methods like or your build setup, like your insulation sheeting and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's extremely flexible.
Some timber frame companies like ours offer in-house design services. What are the pros and cons to consider here?
So that discussion would be would lend itself to the pro side of the fence first and foremost. So it's massively important that the end product, or the structure if you like, is incorporated very early in terms of the design concept. You know, we see it too often where there's a disjoint between the two. You get a designer that doesn't understand the structural side of things, but also, you know, the structural providers not understanding, you know, that kind of design element. So the two go hand in hand, and the advice is, you know, if you're starting off your design, understand what your build method is first and foremost, and design within the parameters of that build method.
Value engineering is an opportunity that comes with engaging early on in the process. Can you explain this in a little more detail?
So value engineering is critical in any self-build project. Too often we talk about cost and we get hung up on cost, which kind of loses the focus about the whole reason why people are self-building in the first place. You do have cost benefits, but for me and for us, it's more about what's the output, what value are we getting from that investment that you're making, and in terms of self-build overall, you know, you get maximum value, or you have the opportunity to create maximum value, because effectively you can make decisions, or any decision that you want, depending on the outcome. So if you look at a scenario, for example, lovely big glazed gable windows, which are really popular at this time, you get maximum value if that glazed gable looks out over a lovely countryside, for example, compared to if you just had a blank canvas view out that window. You know, the cost that you're investing to allow yourself to take advantage of that view is where you get that value. Whereas if it's just an exercise done on a bit of paper to make a drawing look good on a bit of paper, you know, that cost that you're investing in that sort of scenario could far be better kind of shifted on down to something else where you're going to get more value.
A high level of thermal efficiency is often associated with timber frame homes. Can you explain what accounts for its high performance?
So thermal efficiency is very, very important, regardless of build method you choose. The benefits, or one of the benefits of timber frame, is that the insulating products are housed within the actual structure of the building. You have a sustainable structural product that is flexible enough to incorporate all the different types of insulation that is available nowadays. So if you wanted to super insulate your home, you have the ability to do that with timber frame relative to its flexibility. Whereas if you wanted to just do baseline building regs specification, it's adaptable enough to be able to apply that method as well.
When we talk about the benefits of timber frame, we often refer to speed of construction. What does this mean in terms of off-site construction and quality?
Sure, so speed is one of the main benefits of timber frame construction, and to put some context to it, the average self-built home in the UK is around about 250 square metres, which is a decent sized home, 4 bedrooms, good living spaces, that sort of thing. Typically timber frame will be erected within a 1 to 2 week period for a house of that size. It could be quicker, depending on or it could be longer, depending on the complexity of the design. But it's very, very quick. The reason why it's quick is because all of the construction of that timber frame structure has taken place off-site. One of the benefits of fabricating off-site is that you have factory-controlled procedures. So these companies that manufacture timber frame will have their own quality procedures and external industry standards to adhere to. So you get a quality product that when it comes to site, it has been designed for that speed factor, so we can get it to wind and watertight as soon as possible.
What other benefits are there in relation to speed? So for example, with reference to follow-on trades and benefits to build schedule?
Yeah, sure. So speed is important for the self-builder for obvious reasons. Time is money, so it means that you can compress your overall build program to have a positive impact on budgets. But one of the things that perhaps goes under the radar in terms of the manageability of your project is the fact that it's not only fast, but the time periods are very, very consistent. So whether it be 1 week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, what's really important to a self-builder is knowing that it'll be 1 week, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, as opposed to being, it could be 3 days, it could be 3 months. And by having that kind of definitive kind of end point on the structure, gives you the opportunity to manage your follow-on projects and sequence who else needs to come in and do work on that project with a definitive timeline.
For somebody that has sustainability high on their agenda, how does timber frame stack up?
So timber frame is commonly identified as one of the most sustainable construction method that's available nowadays, and that boils down to the fact that the actual structural product that you're using to construct your home is in fact a sustainable natural product. So all timbers that are utilised within the UK market currently need to have an accreditation of supply chains to prove that they are sustainably sourced, and it also has a very low kind of carbon footprint, and from point of harvest through mill to getting onto your site. So in terms of stacking up certainly against the current competition, timber frame stakes the claim of being the most sustainable product available to build your home.
At Fleming Homes, we often refer to the benefits of timber frame in terms of the cost and time efficiencies, which taken together can lead to overall value. Have you got anything else to add on timber frame when it comes to the value that it adds to a project?
So value in terms of utilising timber frame, I think there's kind of no end. So every person that champions their own particular build method will talk about the advantages. The thing for me is how many advantages stack up with timber frame construction, whether it be speed, whether it be sustainability, whether it be ease of being able to apply your insulation layers, cost effectiveness, all of these sorts of things. For me, the fact that all of these benefits stack up so well against all the alternatives provides the most value when they're all pulled together.
Hayden, finally, based on your experience, what single piece of advice would you offer to the self-builder when it comes to stacking the odds in their favour for a successful self-build project?
So I get asked this question all the time, and 100% of the time my answer always refers to the education process. So there is a huge amount of decisions that you'll need to make in a self-build project. And the key to making the right decisions for yourself is all about having a baseline understanding of those decisions at the front end. So gathering information, speaking to people, reading resources, going and seeing houses, talking to self-builders, all gives you this armory of understanding so that when you get to a point of making decisions, you are best equipped to make the best decision for you first and foremost.
And why is timber frame a great choice for the self-builder?
So we talk about timber frame all the time. We love timber frame. It's our chosen build method, and there's many benefits that we know stack up and create successful self-build projects. However, taking a step back and looking at the concept of self-build overall is where I think people can get maximum value. So there's a massive appetite for self-build in the UK, and rightly so. Our homes play a massive part of our lives. People are happy in their homes, and having that opportunity to create a home that is absolutely tailored to what you are looking for and how you want to live your life within the home of your dreams is what really inspires us. And the thing about timber frame is that all those benefits that we're talking about timber frame lend themselves so well to the idea of self-build. It's flexible, it's fast, it's cost efficient. It'll do exactly what you want it to do. And when people build their own homes, that's the key requirement, is they need to build it exactly what they want to do. So the two go hand in hand, self-build, timber frame.
Thanks, Hayden. We really hope that you found our presentation helpful. We're sorry that we can't be with you in person, but please visit Stand 231, where our colleague Jason Hartley is on hand to talk to you about your own specific project or to chat more generally around timber frame construction and the benefits of building with timber frame. All the very best on your self-build journey, and thanks once again for joining us here.